So whereabouts were the blisters on your actual feet themselves? We're talking
The
about
side of my heels.
Oh,
So
okay.
not the back of my heel,
Yeah.
but on the outside part of my heels in both spots. They were probably the size of a $50 coin. They were huge.
Okay.
They were huge. Do you love to travel?
Do you love road trips?
Do you love finding hidden treasures in towns all over the USA? Hi, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Craig. Welcome to Treasures of Our Town. It's a podcast that explores unique and charming towns scattered throughout the United States.
Guided by our love for location-based games like geocaching, join us as we venture to some of the country's most intriguing destinations, uncovering hidden gems and local secrets along the way.
On today's episode, first and foremost, Josh, I must say, you didn't forget the actual intro. It's been so long, but we're back. That's right, we're back. And we're going to Spain. We're going to Spain. Well, you went to Spain.
I went to Spain.
And I did not go to Spain. So.
We're back, Greg. Can you believe it? As promised, we didn't ghost the listeners. We certainly did not ghost the patrons. The patrons a little behind the scenes. And actually, the patrons are probably know half the stuff we're going to talk about. But patrons still listen because, it's been a little bit. I've had some time to process. It's been over a month since I have been back from Spain.
Yeah.
And boy, what a journey it was. And we're going to talk about it today, even though this podcast is usually about the US of A.
That's all right. It's travel.
Yeah. I'm from the USA, so that works.
Yeah, but not just that, Josh, as well. You've got a lot of people who are listening now that not only want to know your travels, but also maybe think to themselves in their end, I've never heard of this Camino walk. Yeah. I would love to do something like this. I would love to put something this epic on my bucket list at some point in time. So let's see what Josh has to say about it. And then they may decide to research it more and look into it further and actually have put this. Because I'll be honest with you, Josh, personally, I had never, ever heard of this trip until you brought it up with me and said, Craig, I'm going on a trip. And I go, what are you talking about? And you said that I looked and went, what are you talking about? See, so that's what I mean, Josh. Today itself, this episode is all about educating people outside the good old US of A because, there's a big world out there, mate.
Yeah. And this path, the Camino de Santiago, it's an international experience. People from all over the world.
Yeah.
And I did meet a lot of Americans on it. And we'll talk about all that. And I would say, most people I've talked to about this journey that I took, after I explain it to them and tell them all about it, most of them say, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I would love to do something like that someday. So hopefully this is informative, entertaining, and inspiring. And I have a lot to share. Actually, not enough time to share all the amazing things that happen. Yeah. So this is just a little plug for our Patreon. I did 4 podcast episodes directly from the trail. And I actually recorded them as I was out there, as I was actually experiencing that.
You heard the Camino trail birds tweet, 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 tweet in the background. Yeah.
And you could hear my feet moving and walking as I was describing everything I was seeing, experiencing. And so if you were not a patron, they're all up there. There's 4 episodes. They're like each 20 minutes each. And if you want to go a little bit more in depth into this topic, that would be a great place to do it as well.
Absolutely. Well, let's not waste any more time, Josh. We're going to hold your delays and upgrades because I do believe personally your delays and upgrades are this whole episode.
Yes. Although I do have an upgrade that happened last night that I do want to share. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll share away. Don't leave us hanging.
Okay. Yeah. You know my love for the Back to the Future, right?
Oh, yeah. Now you sound like an old man with the Facebook. I know,
right? Yes, exactly. Well, my friend Andy from rentdelorean.com. Called me a week ago and he's like, hey, I'm going to be in the Lakeville Panel Prague Parade. And I would love to have a Marty next to me because he's always Doc.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a car show. There were 600 like classic cars. And the DeLorean is considered a classic car. I think any car in that show that was made in 1992 or older was considered a classic car. So it was so much fun to ride as Marty McFly. last night in that parade. That car, the DeLorean time machine, is a star. People love it. Even if they don't know the movie, they see it, and the gull wing doors were open, and my legs were hanging out with the hoverboard attached. And I was shouting to people, this is heavy. And then I was saying stuff like, who's the president? And then I had an answer when somebody said Trump. I would go, from NBC's The Apprentice?
That's funny. Funny.
Yeah,
I like it, mate. I like it. Well done. Well done.
So, yeah, I got to be Marty McFly yesterday. So that was an upgrade for this week.
That is. That sounds like.
How about you? What's your upgrades?
Well, my upgrades for the last, I'm going to say, the last 2 months, basically, is that I'm in really deep dive into this homesteading right now, and the patrons know all about it too, because there's more and more quail on in the mix, Josh, as well. I've got 40 more eggs, 40 more eggs in the incubator as we speak. And even like for the patrons as well, they've got a little guessing game going on Patreon as well for how many are actually going to hatch and come through. So keep an eye out for that, because that's going to be this weekend coming. They're due to hatch out. So there you go. I've got another new incubator arrived today as we speak as well. So another one's in the mix. So that's another 40 as well. So I could be doing 80 at a time now.
Wow.
People ask me though, Josh, just quickly, they ask me, and this is a bit of education, why quail? Well,
why quail?
They're the fastest growing poultry. Like they're really quick to grow. So from the hatching itself to full on laying eggs if they're hens, or to processing if they're roosters, is 6 to 8 weeks. So in 6 to 8 weeks time, we're getting eggs coming through, or I butcher them itself, and we've got meat coming through that way too. So they are a small breed. So the coop space is very small and tiny as well. And I personally love I like the look of them. I think they're a great looking bird. And I love all the different colors that come out. And the hatching day, Josh, I'll be honest with you, I spend hours. It is. I literally, if it's 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, Josh, I've got a beer in my hand. I've got a seat next to the incubator, and I'm sitting there watching.
Wow, the ultimate farmer, the ultimate homesteader,
mate. That's me in an eggshell, not a nutshell. So yeah, that's what it is. So
that's amazing. It has been really fun watching your YouTube channel and your social media as you are experiencing and growing your homestead, and the challenges of it, and the joys of it. You have a little farm stand where it's a little business now. And you can get hot sauce from Shelby Homestead. You get hot sauce delivered to you. So it's been a lot of fun watching your journey. But there was something with this last week that was not so enjoyable for you.
Well, for me, for everyone else, it was by the looks of things.
Well, honestly, I felt bad for you. Honestly, I was worried about you. I was like, somebody check Craig's heart, because I think he might be dying.
Yeah, and you're not the first to say that. I'll tell you now. I've had 3 other separate people say if they were watching, because we did a video, Josh, and it was a hot chili challenge. And you personally know me. I don't do hot foods. I can't even eat a jalapeno, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? So, we did a hot chili challenge. Now, this hot chili itself is the second hottest commercial chili that you can actually grow yourself, and it's called a death spiral. You're looking at 1.4 million Scoville units on this itself, which is half the hottest chili, but it's I think it's probably 0.4 of a million hotter than the third, or something like that. Anyway, I did it for the views. I did it for the video. I thought to myself, how bad can it be? Well, it was bad. So basically, I was live. We were live on TikTok, and also I filmed it separately as well, so I could do a little edit and do it on YouTube too. And so people were watching people said to me if they were watching it live, they would have been calling 911 for me.
I watched it live and I was worried. I was like texting people. I was like, can we make sure Craig's still okay? Because you went to the shower, you left, and I was like, somebody needs to check on him.
Just quickly, if you haven't watched it yet, the camera doesn't go into the shower with me, so don't worry. The camera switched off at that point in time, and that's
you were gone. You were gone.
I was
gone. I was worried about you. Yeah.
The worst part about it all, Josh, apart from 4 or 5 hours later when I was laying naked on the bathroom floor in absolute agony with my stomach.
Oh my God.
I've never felt that sort of pain before in my life in my stomach itself. It felt like I had an operation. My stomach was being cut out. It was that bad. And that happened not once, but 3 times over the space of 3 hours. Every 20 minutes, sort of a 20-minute break, and then it'd come back again. So, but for me, Josh, 4 days, I couldn't taste really anything apart from this floury flavor in my mouth, and it was disgusting. So I couldn't enjoy a morning coffee the next day or the day after. I couldn't enjoy a beer. I couldn't enjoy any food. Until now, it's 4 days later. I'm
oh my gosh,
getting my taste buds back. So
it's like you intentionally poisoned yourself.
Kind of.
Like
yeah.
it's like literally like poison. And I wonder if it's everybody has a different sort of tolerance for heat.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
And I almost wonder if it's almost like an allergic reaction. Like, you know what I mean? Some people, because
maybe.
It's like you're actually. It's hot, but you're actually the reason you're reacting so much is because your body's actually allergic to it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not allergic. I don't think I've been allergic to anything at all, but that's a possibility because
death spiral maybe.
And everyone reacts differently because of my partner Jennifer. She was right next to me as well. I mean, yes, it was hurting her. She was in pain, but again, apart from the fact that she's a woman and can handle pain a lot better than men, I firmly believe that. Especially after this as well. Put it this way: if men were given birth, then there'd be one-child families. But yeah, she sat there, sit back. I mean, yeah, she had tears down her face, going down her face, whatever, and it was burning her mouth. But she was sitting there eating ice cream like it was, another Sunday afternoon. Like
she was pretty calm. I mean, it clearly was impacting her. She had like one lone tear, and you had tears. Drool.
I had tears out my pores. I had tears out my nostrils. I had,
it was intense.
Tears out my ear holes. So,
wow. Okay.
Anyway, just before we move on, Josh, if you haven't seen the video, go to my YouTube channel or Shelby Homestead YouTube channel. All the links are in the description. Moving on now, Josh, let's get into the duck's guts, mate. I know you've missed me saying that. This is all about you doing the Camino de Santiago. Did I say it right?
You said it right. Camino de Santiago.
De Santiago.
And let me just say right now, I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I am going to probably pronounce places and things incorrectly.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I did it the whole time I was there. So if you were a Spanish speaker, I'm apologizing right now.
Yeah.
I never even took Spanish in high school, but I made my way through it. Surprisingly enough, was able to communicate somewhat, and I learned a little bit of Spanish. So
nice. Now, Josh, you were not. I'll repeat, you were not over there for geocaching. I mean, you've traveled all over the world for geocaching. I've seen you in Asia and Japan, and you've seen videos over there. I've seen you several times now in Germany with Daniel Flieger and through Europe and stuff as well. But never did you go to Spain. And then this one, you went for 4 weeks, mate. 4 weeks.
I did the hike for 4 weeks, but I was actually 6 weeks from when I left to when I came back.
Wow.
Because I had a week leading up to it because I flew into Paris and I'd never been to Paris before. And then I had Daniel Flieger's wedding in Germany. So I took another week
nice.
to do that as well. So I was gone for a total of 6 weeks, but the walk took exactly 31 days, Craig. I couldn't have planned it better. Started May 1st, walked into Santiago, and May 31st.
Now, did you sing the song, Josh? Did you sing the song as you did your 500th mile?
Oh, yeah. I sang that song the whole way.
What song are we referring to? There we go.
500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be. By the way, if you've ever listened to the lyrics of that song, that is the most romantic song.
Oh, it is. It really is.
That song is basically saying, I love you so much that I would walk 500 miles for you because I just want to be with you. I'd walk with you to Santiago and back because it was exactly almost 500 miles.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And ideal. 500 miles in 31 days. So roughly what was the average for you walking in, if that's the case then?
Yeah, I averaged 16.3 miles a day. No, 16.
Oh, I was gonna say 16. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, 16.
16.
Yeah, not 60. 16, 16.3. But if you think about that, a half marathon is 13.1. So I walked well over a half marathon every day.
Every single day.
And Craig, I didn't take one rest day, which is kind of a little bit unheard of. Yeah. Everybody else I talked to had taken a rest day, and I can explain why I didn't take a rest day. And it's also a little bit of a regret that I have about the Camino is that I really wish I would have spent a little bit more time, especially in some of these bigger towns. But I can talk a little bit more about that later.
Well, what made you think? I mean, as I said before, Josh, when you came to me and you said to me, Craig, I'm going to take some time off and I'm going to do this walk, this trail. I had no clue. I'd never heard of it before. But so what made you actually hear of this walk, or when did you hear about this walk?
Yeah, the first time I ever heard of it was actually geocaching, FTF Geocacher magazine.
Oh.
Our friend Keith has walked the Camino a couple times. And I think that I read some articles about him walking the Camino. So I think that was the first time it was locked in my brain. And then our friend Annie Love, the lackey from HQ, she has walked it, I think, at least twice in her flip-flops, I think. She's a flip-flop person. I know you call them thongs.
Thongs, but walking in thongs in America is a different sort of look. But
exactly. So that was like the second time I heard about it. And then you know how the TikTok algorithm is.
Oh, yeah.
I started getting Camino videos, and then as you like the videos, you start getting more of them. And I found myself, Craig, kind of getting a little bit of emotional hearing the stories of these people that took a month out of their life, or even there's shorter Caminos. There's several versions of it. And just how meaningful and important it was, how it kind of helped them reset their minds, reset their body. It was often for some people, it's a spiritual sort of journey or pilgrimage. And, Craig, we're personal friends. We don't just talk on this podcast. No. The only time I talk to Craig. No. So the last few years, my life's in a little bit of a transition. I'm a young empty nester, and when people go through life transitions, I think it's just a good time to kind of be able to stop and be able to reset. I had 6 weeks of vacation accumulated from work, and you can't get more than 6 weeks. So if you don't use it, you start losing days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just thought, what would it be like to take all my PTO at once and just be able to shut my laptop, turn off all social media, decide to not post a video after I've been posting a video every week for 15 years. Every Sunday I have not missed. What would it be like to just focus on my mental health? You've talked a lot about mental health, my spirit, and just really see what the Camino has for me. So, so I decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a whirl. Hopefully I'll make it. I'm here to tell the story.
Now, Josh, you did only part of that trail as well, didn't you? You didn't do the whole trail. The whole trail isn't 500 miles. The whole trail is like more than that, isn't it? Or...
Well, it depends where you start, because there are Caminos that can start in France. There are Caminos that start in Germany. They can start from really far away. Yeah. But the one I did was the French way, which is from Saint Jean, France to Santiago. And this is considered, I think I said this in a previous episode, this is considered the OG, the original. Oh, the original. So for people that are, when you say this is the full version, this is what people do consider the full version, from Saint Jean all the way to Santiago. But there's a Portugal way that goes from Porto north, where you have the ocean on your left side the whole time. There's one that comes from the north. If you've looked up a map, there's several ones, but the key is that they all land in Santiago, because this is an original ancient pilgrimage where people would take a pilgrimage to go to Santiago to see the bones of St. James, the apostle, and to hug his statue, which I actually got to do. And I got to see the bones, at least the tomb of the bones. I didn't actually see the bones. I'm just trusting that they were in there. But yeah, so the history behind it, it's a spiritual journey. to visit Santiago, where to pay respects to the Apostle Saint James. But I'll say this: a lot of people do the Camino for lots of different reasons. For some it's religious, mental health. Some people just do it for a physical challenge.
I was going to say exercise.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
And to say that they've done it as well, to say that they've walked that length of time in that period of time as well. That's cool, mate. For those patrons out there who not patrons, sorry, the non-patrons, I should say, who didn't get all your little snippet pieces as you went along, the average day of you walking. So you get up. First and foremost, where do you sleep overnight in these places?
Yeah, it's really set up really well because on the Camino, there are several hostels, but they're very special hostels. They're called albergues. And these are hostels that are intended and designed only for pilgrims walking the Camino.
Wow.
And so they're set up for just that. There's also hotels as well. But these albergues are literally hostels. You're typically in a room with between 4 other people I had one place where there was literally 100 people on that floor. It was huge. It was like an old monastery, and it's a straight up bunk bed. A lot of these places have pilgrim meals, so you go and they have these meals that are prepared just for the pilgrims. And the amazing thing, it's a really affordable trip if you can get there.
Wow.
The average bed for one of these albergues is 15 euros a night. And then usually the meal, which is like a 3-course meal, is usually maybe another 10 euros. So it's like you're only spending like 25 euros a night, which is equivalent to about $30 for your meal and your stay.
Wow.
Now, some people that, you say hostel, it kind of freaks them out a little bit.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know, I want to be with these strangers, or is it, people think, is it safe?
And you think about the American movies as well. So
yeah, right. But it's an albergue, which is different than a hostel. It's not like a frat house with 20 somethings that are just partying, and it's not like that. You got to understand, people that would decide to do something like this, these are people that are wanting to get meaning out of it. They're people that are reflective, and a lot of people that are in these hostels / albergues are people that have never really experienced a hostel before, and so you go into these situations, everybody's in the same boat, and it was actually a really kind of a fear and worry of mine, because the snoring, I was like, am I going to get some sleep? Am I going to snore and everybody's going to be mad at me? So I had a lot of fear about that, but it actually ended up being not an issue, because again, everybody's in the same boat.
Exactly. But so you wake up in the morning in this hostel, etc. Do you have breakfast there? Or
some places had breakfast as a part of staying there. Other places, you kind of get up early. Like right now, people are out there. It's really hot, so people are getting up at 5 a.m. to get going before the sun gets up, and then you're walking to all these little towns and all these little villages, and every little town and village has a little cafe in it.
Yeah,
these little towns, their whole economy is the Camino. I mean,
wow.
These towns, other than the big places like Pamplona or Burgos or Leon or stuff like that, which are bigger cities, they survive because they have
the walkers,
thousands and thousands of people walking through their little towns every single day. So there's delicious, amazing breakfast. The best orange juice I've ever had in my life, Craig. Freshly squeezed. It was it was the best, because they had really good oranges.
Yeah,
amazing. They had these breakfast called tortillas, which when we think tortilla, we think that the thing that you put in tacos and you make a burrito. You make a burrito out of it.
Yeah.
This is more like an egg bake, where there's there's cheese and potatoes and sometimes ham baked in almost like a pie with a crust on top.
Oh, nice.
So imagine a breakfast pot pie.
Yeah,
good. So that's that's what we sometimes have for breakfast. Of course, there's coffee everywhere. So you get up, and it's just amazing to be like, this is all I have to do. I have to walk.
Yeah.
I have to eat.
Yeah.
And I have to talk to amazing people from all over the world that are doing the same thing as I am doing. And then you just rinse and repeat. And let's say a lot of times we were walking in wine country. The wine was flowing. Like sometimes in the middle of the day, the wine was flowing. And the wine was quite good as you're walking in wine country. You could get a whole bottle of wine for €6.
Wow.
So yeah, the wine was flowing in several
nice.
locations, depending on who you're with that night.
I was going to say, yeah, so you get up, you have your breakfast, etc. as well. Did you walk with the same people a few days in a row or a few weeks or, that sort of thing as well? Or was it very, very much like new people every single day? Because, let's be honest, some people can't keep up with others on the walk.
Yes, true. It's really fascinating. That's maybe one of the most fascinating things about it, because everybody kind of starts this journey, almost everybody, unless you have a partner, or some people go with groups, which honestly I would not recommend. Most people start this journey alone. And so like you start alone, and then all of a sudden you walk past somebody, or somebody walks past you, and what everybody says, this is the phrase everybody says, Buen Camino, which means good walk. Good walk.
Okay.
And everybody, they're a pilgrim because everybody has a scallop shell on their backpack. That signifies that you are walking, you're a pilgrim, you're walking to Santiago. So when you see that scallop shell, hey, we're doing the same thing.
Nice.
So to answer your question, you will talk to people for as short as 2 seconds, because it's just like a quick Buen Camino.
Yeah.
You'll walk with people for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
You'll walk with people for a whole day. There are people that I walked with for 3 days because you just hit it off.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you're like, oh my gosh, I have a lot in common with this person. I think our minds work the same way. Like for example, I know you're not a Star Trek person, but it's like, Spock, when he puts his hand on somebody, does a mind meld. It's like for some people, you're like having a mind meld, and you're like start thinking the same way. Yeah. You make these incredible connections with people in such a short amount of time. And you just cut through all the, I was going to swear on our podcast. You cut through all the bull.
Yeah.
You cut through all the bull, and you just get to the essence of who the person is.
Yes.
And I know we're going to talk a little bit about that, a little bit more about, people you meet and stuff like that later in the podcast. But yeah. And it's kind of sad too, because you'll be walking with somebody for two days or whatever, and then you have to say goodbye because they have to stay in, like, maybe they're staying in a albergue in that town, and you're walking forward a little farther.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, well, and you walk away, and sometimes you think, okay, I might never see this person again.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden down the path, like you're in Santiago, or you're like, it's like 10 days later, and all of a sudden you see them again, and it's just like, it's like this beautiful reunion. You're like, oh my gosh, we're back together. So it's really, it's really fascinating that way.
So when you plan this trip, Josh, do you actually know exactly where you're going to stay each night? Do you plan that and book it, or do you literally just walk until you think, I've had enough walking for the day and I'll find somewhere to stay now?
Everybody does it a little bit differently.
Okay.
It really depends on your personality, and it also depends on how you want to like challenge yourself. Because some people really don't want to book anything because they want to trust the process.
Yeah.
They want to kind of almost like, using spiritual language, like live by faith, right? And
yes.
Allow,
absolutely.
because a really famous saying on the Camino is the Camino provides. So if you need something, you're going to get it.
Provide.
It'll show up. And there's a lot of truth to that. I can think of many examples where the Camino provided me something that I needed in a moment. I have a couple good stories about that. But to answer your question, now I forgot your question.
Is it just in regards to booking, like pre-booking?
Oh, yes. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. So I did it in the month of May. So the month of May and September are the busiest times for the French way.
Because the temperatures. Yeah.
The temperatures are perfect. So we're dealing with spring. Everything is in bloom, and Fahrenheit, the temperatures are between 65 and 75. It's like perfect. So the Camino is very busy. And so a little tip, if you're deciding to do the Camino, book your first night in Saint Jean, book Roncesvalles the second night, and book the third night, which is usually Zubri. And then you can kind of decide as you go, because it's those first 3 nights. You got to remember, everybody starts at the same place, so it gets and as people walk, people get spread out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was figuring out very early that it was really people were showing up at albergues and they were full. And if you show up at an albergue and they're full, and then you're like, the next town's not for 3 more miles, and you're really tired, or you have to wake up really early, because there's also municipals. So these are municipals are albergues that are run by the city or the government, and those are only first come, first serve.
Yeah.
So some people get up very early and kind of rush through their walk to make sure they got to bed. I didn't want to do that.
No.
I didn't want to worry about that. So I was maybe a little unconventional, but I was booked probably at one point 18, 19 days ahead.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like I was like literally going through, there's apps. I was literally going through booking.com and I was just booking. And so the plus in that, Craig, is that I knew I didn't have to rush. I didn't have to rush to get there, which was good. So I could just enjoy the day, enjoy the walk.
Yep.
The bad side about that is if I get bad blisters or if I'm really tired or something happens to me.
Yeah.
If I want to stay somewhere twice, I screwed up the rest of my
it. Exactly.
planning.
Exactly.
So I told you I didn't take a rest day, and that was the reason why, because I had to kind of stay on schedule with my accommodations.
No, that's fair enough. Because I know when it comes to traveling in general, Josh, I'm not talking about the walking, me with my van life. I recall that, a lot of people were asking me, Craig, do you book places ahead? I'm like, no, I just drive until I get tired and I'm on the way to my next big trip, wherever it might be, and I'll find a place. If I don't find a place at the first place, then I'll go to the next one. Difference being I was in a vehicle, not on foot. And so if you're tired on foot, it's like, wow. Also, Josh, did you roughly know how many miles per day that you wanted to actually cover as well? Because that's the other thing too. Some people think to themselves, you know what, I'm really fit. Then they get there and go, oh, this is harder than what I thought. Or the opposite way around, they think, oh, no, I won't be able to walk that far. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, I could have walked, twice this.
Yeah. Well, Craig, I did some training beforehand. So I did about a month of training. And when I say training, I literally put my pack on, filled with what I was going to have with the current weight, using my trekking poles, and then going out to the woods and not just walking, flat. I was walking up hills and stuff like that. So, I've trained for a marathon before. And when you train for a marathon, you never actually run a marathon length in the training. You save that for us, but I wanted to make sure that I could walk at least 12 miles with that pack on. And the first day from Saint-Jean into Roncesvalles, you literally start in France and you walk over the Pyrenees mountains. If you want, that video is, by the way, already out. You can see a little bit what it's like. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. But you're literally walking up for 12 miles.
Wow.
And everybody says, if you can do that day, especially on the first day, you can do almost anything on the Camino. So that was challenging. It wasn't quite as challenging because I trained a bit, but as you go, you get stronger. The first week your muscles are sore, but then you hit that second week and you're like, okay, my body is now used to waking up and walking, 15 miles a day, or 16.3 actually. So I tried to manage my mileage a little shorter earlier.
Yes.
Just because I knew I was going to get stronger. The longest day of walking was probably 24 miles.
Oh, wow.
That was tough. That was really tough, especially midway. We'll probably get to it. I had a real problem with blisters that really were extremely painful, that almost made me have to take a break day.
Well, you're talking about your backpack, and people don't understand if they don't. This is not like a normal trip, Josh. We're not talking, where you got carry-on luggage and you got a suitcase, and then someone brings your suitcase for you. You literally have just what's in your backpack and in your backpack alone. So 2 questions for you. First and foremost, obviously you weighed your backpack.
Yeah.
Was there anything in your backpack you thought to yourself, oh, I do not need this at the end? I'm talking about at the end of the trip. You think to yourself, that was silly of me to pack that. And I'm talking about for other people who would think might be doing this too. Something that, I didn't use that at all. And then on the other hand of the scale too, something that you use so often that was I class it as like the MVP of your pack. So give us those 2 things. One thing you didn't use at all and you didn't need it all, and then one thing you use so much you loved it.
I really wanted to be as minimalist as possible, because there is something actually quite freeing to say, I got everything I need to live or survive, other than food, obviously, for 6 weeks. So I really wanted to be wise about what I packed. The standard is that you should not carry more than 10% of your body weight.
Okay.
So I'm roughly 180. So I carried about 16, and that was perfect. I never felt like at no time did I ever think this is too heavy. And
Mhm.
actually, it started after carrying it for a month. I almost felt naked without it.
Oh, really?
You know,
Yeah.
like you kind of get this emotional attachment to this, and it kind of
Yeah.
wraps, it wraps around your
Wraps
waist, and
around
it
you
kind
like
of
a little
hugs you.
hug you.
Yeah, it gives me a hug the whole way. I loved my pack. And
Yeah.
actually, I got my pack at REI, and the pack I got was actually, they said, is designed for the Camino, just how it was
Oh,
designed.
nice.
It was, yeah, I really loved my pack, and I
Strong yet
actually missed.
lightweight.
Yes,
So,
but to answer your
what?
question,
Yeah. What inside your pack that you liked
Yeah.
and you didn't like?
So being said, I think I used everything in my pack. I can't think of very many things that I didn't use.
Mm-hmm.
I brought a one luxury, which was a Kindle, because I wanted to, because I wasn't on social media. I didn't really have anything, any entertainment. I wasn't going to bring a bunch of, but I wanted to do some reading. I wanted to read some books.
Mm-hmm.
So that ended up being like a great thing. But
Yeah.
sadly, I lost it.
Oh,
I
what?
lost my Kindle.
Oh, no.
I lost it 3 days into my journey.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I know. I lost.
Did you just leave it behind or something?
I left it behind at a place, and I know exactly. The good thing is, and then here's some advice: I got travel insurance for this trip because anything could happen to you. I mean, you're out there in the wilderness. There's people that have had to get airlifted out of place. You know, that's thousands and thousands of dollars. So I did like a $300 insurance policy, which also covers lost items. So I got the money back. I got the money back.
Oh, nice.
So things that I didn't really need and I ended up losing anyway was the Kindle.
Okay.
Because actually I started reading the Kindle books on my phone anyway. So
yeah. See, the Camino provides.
It did, yeah. Provided me my insurance money.
Yeah, and and lost some weight for you in your backpack too. So if that's the case, then Josh, what did you love the most? And you thought to yourself, you know what, this will be the number one thing. If people are coming to me and say, Josh, what do I need to pack? What is it? What are you telling them to pack?
Well, the feet care is essential. Like if I needed to bring something more, I would have brought more focus on foot care because the blisters, it was the most excruciating, humongous blisters I've ever, about in the third week. So I wish I would have brought some things to clean it with. I wish I would have brought a pin to
pop them.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
I wish I would have brought more Compeed, which is like it's a bandage that's like imitates skin to cover it.
Oh, yes.
So I know I didn't answer your question, but but in that same question is footwear is really high quality socks.
Yeah.
Wool, merino wool socks.
Mm-hmm.
Vaseline. Every morning I Vaseline my feet in between my toes. I didn't get any blisters between my toes because I really took care of that. And then one of my pairs of socks were toe socks, which separate your toes so they're not, your toes are not rubbing. And so a good pair of my Hokas were champs. My Hoka shoes were champs.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. But the two other things that were so important to me were hiking poles. I never experienced hiking poles before. I practiced with them when I left. Some people don't like them, but I tell you, going up the hills and also going down hills, because there was some steep going out and like keeping your balance. There are people that can really take horrible falls going down hills, and those hiking poles really helped with that.
We think about it too, Josh, as well. If you're getting lethargic to some degree, if it's later in the day and you're going down a hill like that too, you want to keep your wits about you. And so those hiking poles would help that with your balance.
Oh, totally. And they imitate, even on your straightaways, they imitate like evolutionary, where like you're almost walking walking on fours. Exactly. It gets to feel natural.
Yes.
So especially over that first day over the Pyrenees Mountains, I don't know what I would have done without hiking poles. One fun thing that I'm so glad I brought was the snoring management, to be able to block out snoring. So here's my strategy: industrial foam earplugs. But that's not enough, because you can still hear people snoring through them.
Oh, you can.
So I got one of those headbands that have Bluetooth speakers in them.
Oh,
where the speakers are flat, so you can lay on them.
Yes.
And then I blasted white noise through the earplugs.
Yeah.
So not only did I have the block with the earplugs, but I had the white noise blasting into the earplugs.
Nice.
I couldn't hear it. One snore. I slept like a baby.
Yeah.
But they probably heard me snore. No, actually, I took care of that. I won't get too personal, but I took care of it.
Nice.
Took care of it, Craig.
Well, let's go into the actual physical component then, because I mean, doing some research for this and to ask you a few questions, Josh, I did see that a lot of people do talk about the blisters. So whereabouts were the blisters on your actual feet themselves? We're talking
the side of my heels.
Oh,
so not the back of my heel, but on the outside part of my heels in both spots. They were probably the size of a $50 coin. They were huge. They were huge.
Yeah.
And they hurt so bad. And they sneak up on you because it's just these, when you're going so many miles a day, it's just like this micro rubbing that you don't even notice till all of a sudden you're just like, well, I am in excruciating pain.
Wow.
So I would wake up some mornings really asking myself, can I even walk today?
Yeah.
And I just, I pumped the ibuprofen, and
that's very American of you.
Yeah, and the poles actually help too because the poles take a little bit of weight off of it.
Yeah,
and you kind of have to adjust the way you walk, there's some days I had to go really slow too. Because the goal, it wasn't a race, but
no.
And then the Compeed it's so funny, Craig. Compeed, this is the brand. It's the bandage that is like skin. I was walking in this little town on a Sunday morning. All of a sudden, I saw a big flag, and this big flag said Compeed, and there was like a photo booth, and they were handing out free Compeed to the pilgrims. And then they're like, "Will you take a picture for social media?" And it's like, whoever is in charge of the marketing department at Compeed, brilliant. It's like you could not find better people that need that product than
the Camino provides.
Exactly. Free. Although those bandages are not cheap.
No, not at all. But Josh, you were saying before how things as well got a little bit better as you throughout the days and throughout the weeks itself. So in your mind physically, we're talking about the physical component now. What did actually change? So you on day one, and you're walking up and down and then down the other side as well. From there to the very last day of you walking, what had changed with you, do you think?
Yeah,
and emotionally too, and mentally.
Yeah, for sure. I lost 10 pounds, which like I'm kind of surprised I didn't lose more, but when you're walking that much, you don't care what you're consuming.
You don't care what you're already thin though. That's the thing. You're already in shape. So
but you need, your body is just, I mean, it's 45,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Your body is just like needing, so I mean, nothing hit better than a Coca-Cola. Like there were some days, Craig, there's some days, and I'm not talking about zero, man. It was like the real deal. Nothing hits more like going to those cafes. They fill your glass with ice with a lemon in it, and you're just down a Coca-Cola. I did that like 3 or 4 times a day sometimes. So yeah, I didn't care. I just ate. I ate, but I still lost, and I still lost 10 pounds. I wasn't there to lose weight, but I had I looked at my legs. I don't know if you saw the picture of me. I was like, whoa. If you saw the picture of me at the very end, I was in shorts. You don't really like the people that watch the videos. They don't see me in shorts, but I was like, you have to wear shorts because it's hot.
Yeah.
And I looked at my leg. I was like, whoa, my legs were like defined and like,
you got the chicken breast for your calf muscles, mate. That's what it is.
Yeah. So just the leg and glute strength. It was just like, there was no way you do that 31 days in a row. It's just like, and I was worried about, I had trouble with my hips, but everything got stronger every day. It was just, things got stronger and stronger and stronger. So
did you have any issues with cramping from sweating and stuff like that too at all? Because I mean, you said before, what do you call it? A Coca-Cola did it for you. Some people would want like something with electrolytes, like a Gatorade. Powerade or something.
I mean, I drink water. I drink water too.
Josh wants just give me a Coke.
Give me a Coca-Cola.
So any issues with cramping and stuff too?
Never had a cramp. No, never had a cramp. But I did. There was times I really had to stretch out, especially the first week. I mean, your body's getting used to it. So I had to stretch it out, and I woke up sore, but with the healing, the feet swell. So if you're going to go on this, the recommendation is that you buy your shoes a half size up, because your feet will swell, and that's so true. Yeah. So if I would at the end of the day, I had a pillow, like, that's something I shouldn't have brought. I had an inflatable pillow. Everywhere I went, there was a pillow. I didn't need it. So I would put elevating my feet.
Elevating feet
was a really important thing to recover.
Nice. There you go. See, all these tips are, Josh, they're coming out itself. Now, at any point in time, though, and again, we're still saying physical as well. Any point in time, you thought to yourself, I think I'm done, or you think to yourself, I just want to stop for today, and go from there. But you didn't. At what point? Roughly, what sort of days? What day were you in? Like in the middle, or more at the end? At what point in time were you that sort of thing?
I think it was day 6, maybe. I was walking I was walking into the city of Burgos, and the rain. I mean, this is spring, so
of course.
So storms would blast in, and then they would blast out.
And you don't have an umbrella.
No, some people did bring an umbrella.
Really?
Yeah, some people did bring an umbrella, but I didn't. But rain gear is essential. A poncho or a really good raincoat. And then of course you have to cover your pack too, because you don't want everything in your bag to get wet. Yeah. But I was walking into Burgos. I was probably 3 or 4 miles before I got into the city. Mm-hmm. And torrential rain, sleet. It was so cold. I'd never been so wet in my life. And I was out there alone.
Yeah.
I had a later start to the day, so there was not a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And it rained solid, hard for 3 hours straight.
Wow.
Not 3 hours straight. For those 3 miles.
Oh,
at least.
3 miles,
So that's and it was the one time I was thinking, what the HE double hockey sticks am I doing out here? I was like, and there were people that would drive by me. I was by the side of the road, people that would drive by me, and they would say, get in. They'd wait, get in, try to help me. And I was like, no. I was like, I gotta walk the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna skip anything. I'm gonna walk the whole 500 miles.
Yeah.
Like temptation. Get in. And I just remember thinking, what am I doing? What am I doing out here? Why am I out here? And I didn't want to quit, but but I asked myself, like, really, what I literally thought, what am I doing out here in the middle of Spain in the pouring rain? It was miserable. I was so cold. I ended up in a McDonald's. You just imagine Josh standing in the lobby of McDonald's, and I'm dripping, and there's like a person comes out with a little mop and goes and just following me, following me around, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, and they're like, it was pathetic. I was pathetic.
Well, Josh, you and I can appear on Shark Tank, because I was just thinking about it as well. Wouldn't it be cool if someone invented an umbrella that was also one of the walking poles too?
Right?
You flick out the bottom of the walking pole.
There you go.
There's the umbrellas come up too. See, look at that.
Brilliant.
If you're listening and you make $1 million out of it, give me a couple of bucks. Anyway, Josh, so that's really good. So what about someone like me, for instance? I'm a bigger guy. I'm not into endurance. That sort of thing too. I can't run a half mile. That sort of thing too. I'm not into running. It's all about walking. But someone who's reasonably healthy or someone who's unfit, what's this trail for? Who could do this sort of trail?
I'm going to say anybody could do it. Really.
Really?
Yes, because it's not a race.
Yeah.
You could do it. You could do it in quickly. There were people, Craig, that were like ultra marathon runners, and they would run the Camino. Run. Yes. So you had that, and then you had other people that really took their time. I mean, I met people. I think I met somebody in their 90s that was doing it, and they were literally walking so like snail, slow pace. But it wasn't a race.
No.
And so I saw bigger people. Saw people, ultra marathoners. There was one guy I met, and he had a shirt, bigger guy, He had a shirt that said sloth hiking team. And it was like
SHT. There you go.
Yeah, and he was and his whole thing was like it's not a race, and he didn't walk. He didn't walk as many. You don't have
miles
to walk 16 miles a day.
No, that makes sense.
So
each to their own.
All different. Yeah, all different body types. Different, and it's really set up nicely because there's water all along the way. And here's the thing: it's everybody's Camino. Not everybody carries their pack, so they have mule services where you can leave your pack, put a little on the tag. Right, this is the albergue that I'm staying, and they'll pick up your pack and they'll take it to your albergue. And then when you show up, it's waiting there for you. So you don't have. There's no wrong way to do the Camino.
Right.
There's some people that bike parts of it. There's some people that do a week of it and then they go home and then they come back and they do another week. So they do it in sections. They don't have to do it all in one shot. Yeah. So there's lots of ways to do it. There's no really wrong way to do it. It's their Camino. It's whatever they want it to be. So, but all different ages, body types.
I was going to say, speaking of people then, Josh, as well, you spoke before just quickly earlier in regards to, you sometimes you what do you call it? A mold with someone, you have the same sort
mind meld.
Mind meld. You
Star
mind
Trek.
meld with someone. Star Trek. Exactly. Give us one or two of examples of the people that you may encounter, or the people that you encounter, I should say, when you're doing this trail too, that really stick out in your mind.
Yeah. So this is the really special part about it, because you learn a lot about yourself through the eyes of others, I think. And it's like every person that you encounter, it's like they have a little something in their story or about them that is for you, and you have something inside you and your experience for them. It's like a treasure. Speaking of geocaching, it's like everybody has a little treasure in them that you can give to them and them to you, despite their age or gender or where they're from or what they do. And what's really cool is that you're experiencing, I think, the true essence of a person, because really, you can talk about what you do and like your job and all that stuff, but really, I was experiencing people experiencing me for just me. They didn't know I was the geocaching vlogger. No. They didn't know I was a public speaker that speaks to young people about character. They don't know I'm a dad that's now an empty nester. They don't know any. They're just meeting you for you.
Yes.
And so to have people meet you for you and not have to, judge you, or not judge you, because people are, but like, you know what I mean?
I do.
It's easy to like, because you meet people in the regular world. What do you do? It always goes about what you do,
where are you from?
Exactly. And you get to explore more like who you are, or why are you walking this Camino? And so people can go deep very quickly.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And I just,
saves a lot of time too.
What's that?
It saves a lot of time.
Oh,
when people actually go, you don't worry about the riffraff. You don't worry about, talking about the bits and pieces of someone's life. You just say what it is. Now, Josh, I will bring up one I think it was a guy that you told me about personally, that he was walking the trail, but not for himself. It was an older guy.
Yeah. There was an older gentleman that he really his wife wanted to walk the Camino, but she passed away. And so it's quite common for people to walk for somebody else. And I met more than one person that was spreading the ashes of their loved one along the way of the Camino, which is actually the plot of, there's a movie called The Way, which is, I highly recommend it. It's Emilio Estevez is actually the one that put it together. And his father, I'm blanking on his father's name. He stars in it, but basically that movie is about Emilio Estevez goes and he hikes the Camino. He dies on the first day on the Pyrenees Mountains, and his dad goes to get his ashes, but then takes his pack and he walks the Camino for him and spreads his ashes along the way. So there were real life examples of people that were doing that. So they were not just walking the Camino for them, but were walking it for somebody else, or a lot of people were in between jobs, and they were processing like, what is their purpose in life? Some people were walking because of somebody that had died in their life, or a relationship, or some sort of transition. So it was really fun to enter the story of other people through the Camino. And a really common thing was that people would start forming like Camino families, and you would encounter these people that they would meet very early on, and then they would just almost stay together the whole time. Or like one person would leave, and then few people would continue, and then another person would join their family, and and so that was really, really common that people would establish what they call Camino families. I don't know. I don't think I was ever a part of a Camino family, but I was like kind of adopted into them, because what would happen is I would maybe be with a group of people, and then all of a sudden, like I was just walking so fast because I was never taking a break day. So I would get ahead of people. Yeah. And so, but then it would be interesting because I'd be ahead of people that had taken breaks, and then there would be new Camino families or whatever that I would be a part of. But the cool thing is that eventually it got to geocaching. Right. Because they would be, and so it's, Craig, you know how fun it is. Yeah. I think all geocachers know how fun it is to introduce people to geocaching or reintroduce people to geocaching, and just be like, oh, by the way,
there's one up here.
There's one coming up here. Do you want to find it with me? And just to see the fun in people's eyes, to experience that. That was it was really fun to introduce and to go geocaching with like new people and have them experience, and then be they'd want to be a part of the vlog. Or I would ask them to be a part of the vlog. I don't know if they wanted to be a part of it. I wanted them to be a part of it. Yeah.
Well, before we move ahead and talk about geocaching, Josh, because that's all I've got, or almost all I've got left on here too, when we are running out of time, I wanted one more question from you, sir. And this is I do feel a lot of listeners, especially patrons, because they do care about you, Josh, too. And a lot of people reached out to us on our last episode and said, like, Josh, I hope you find what you're looking for, etc., emotionally for yourself too. So, mate, all I say is this, and that is, did you?
Did I? Yeah. Yes. So, let's see. I want to be as open as I can on this podcast. Yeah. I think what I was describing with having people experience you for just you was something I really, and just appreciate you and care for you with anything, and not really knowing anything much else about you. Like, because I think for me, I think it's really easy for me to find my self-worth in what I do, right? In my job or the things I'm good at. And to have people appreciate you for anything just for you and not what you do, was an important reminder and lesson for me. And I just felt really loved and I really cared for. Yeah. And the Camino sort of, I'm not going to get religious, but I'm going to get spiritual.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you experience this walk, I believe that there's a spiritual world and a spiritual realm that we can't necessarily see, but I believe it's there. And the Camino, because it's a place where people are really in a reflective space. Yes, and there's a lot of love and there's a lot of care, and people are looking out for each other. The veil, the line between the spiritual realm and the physical world, I think, on the Camino is really thin. Wow. And you can access and you can feel that love. And if I want to just like summarize it, like what I feel in the spiritual realm is like, it's all love, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so it feels so thin. You're in this beautiful place. Craig, especially when I went, there's wildflowers everywhere. And it's just like, it's like you and the people around you, it's like, this is where you feel so you belong among these beautiful wildflowers. It's like heaven. And yeah, it's just a beautiful place where you don't have to really, the worries of the world are melted away.
Yes, I was going to say that. Because one thing as well, you've talked about the people quite a lot, Josh, and you are a people person by nature as well. But is there anything or any time at which point in time you weren't around anyone It was just you. That thin line of veil you just spoke about in regards to the spiritual world, and you felt, this is what I'm here for. This is what and you actually, your inner voice, your inner peace came through. Did that happen, sir?
Yes. So there's a famous place about 2/3 through the Camino. It's the Iron Cross.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this Iron Cross, and at this Iron Cross, there are thousands of stones that people have left there. And the whole idea is that you were supposed to carry a stone from the beginning, and then you're supposed to leave it there. And the stone is supposed to represent some sort of something that you need to let go of, or some sort of burden, or something like this. So my mother gave me a stone. She didn't even know about this. It was a glass stone. She gave it to me. She goes, "This is Grandpa's stone. Take it with you." And she didn't even know that this whole stone thing was a part of it. And I was like, okay, this is my stone.
Yeah.
Carried it the whole way, 2/3, get to the Iron Cross. I'm there alone. I knew I had to experience it alone. And the stone represented initially something for me that I needed to let go. But when I let go of that stone at that cross, it broke me. Like it was what I needed in that moment, I got.
Yeah.
And it felt very spiritual. It was very emotional. And also you're surrounded by other people that are experiencing kind of the same thing too. Yeah. So it's heavy, but it's also like this lightness.
Yeah.
And that was like, a really powerful moment. And I was like, it surprised me. I knew it was a meaning, even in the way the movie, that's a place where I think he lays a lot of the ashes of his son. So it's obviously it's a holy place. A place where that veil between the spiritual is like you feel like it's just ripped open,
torn apart.
Yeah, exactly, ripped open. And it was really meaniful. And I don't want to get too personal for what it meant to me, but it gave me it was solidified. This was the right thing to do.
Yes.
And it was important. And it was a moment that I was supposed to have there. And Craig, that Iron Cross, get this, bring it to geocaching, which I think we're going to transition into.
Here we are.
It was a virtual. It was a virtual.
Oh, it was virtual. Wow.
The Iron Cross. It was Keith Petras from FDF Geocacher Magazine.
Oh, yes.
It's his virtual, and he placed it there. And the fun fact is that he had been there before.
Yeah, of course,
but he never visited his own virtual.
Afterwards.
Yes. So I believe. I don't know if he was on the geocaching podcast. I think maybe it was the geocaching podcast.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he said he was going to go visit it, but then he had something come up and he never made it. But it was really, Keith, thank you so much. It was awesome to get that smiley. And there was an Adventure Lab stage there too. So I did a little, after all the tears were shed, I got my smileys. I
was about to say, Josh, I am so deeply happy for you that you got what you needed. And I'm going to say it again. I've never been there, but by the sounds of it, the Camino does provide. And so it provided you your peace. It provided you what you needed. And now to end it on a more positive note, let's talk about geocaching. So you say before about that virtual. Would you think that virtual would have been your number one cache, like with location, or because we all know what geocaching is like for a lot of us. Most of us love it for the locations.
Yes.
Some people like for the the numbers and lots of stuff too, but most people like it for locations. Would you say that was your number one location of your trip, or?
I don't know if it's number one location. It was certainly the most meaningful location.
Yes. Yeah.
And yes, the best geocaches on the Camino were virtuals. And they were usually in the bigger cities where there was some really amazing thing, amazing cathedral or amazing building, or there was some great piece of history. So I think the best geocaches, yes, were virtual caches through the cities. And so, but there was also physical caches all the way along the way, literally steps from the path.
But they weren't it wasn't a power trail per se, was it?
No. And you got to realize a lot of them too. I mean, Spain, geocaching's everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't amazing. There were a couple of really cool ones like that. I literally pulled up out a brick out of the side of an ancient church, and it was behind that. So there were some good ones, but there were like often like on both sides of the trail there were like rock walls. And a lot of the geocaches were hidden in rock walls.
Oh, nice.
Many of them were like obviously replaced by other geocachers.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, there weren't the physical geocaching wasn't amazing, but it was really, it was an amazing way to have fun with people.
Yes.
And a really special person that I walked with for a good few days. You'll see them on the video, but it was a really special way to like connect with another human being around something that I was really passionate about. And then also like, the kindred spirit of like coming to life on camera, to have somebody else to like meet me on my level and come to life with me. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better gift for me than to experience geocaching through a fresh pair of eyes, but to get just as excited about it as I was, to meet me at my geocaching vlogger level. That was a gift and amazing.
I don't even meet you at that level.
I know, and you all are gonna get to see it. I don't know how many episodes. Right now, I'm working on episode like 3 or I have some pre-episodes, but like 3 or 5. But you'll get to see, because you'll get to see that geocaching vlogger level with this special person that was just really really cool. It was really cool. It makes me smile.
All I can think about, Josh, when you said about some of them actually being replaced as well. If you think about someone like our good friend and patron as well, Scott Burks, because he loves replacing. He doesn't like missing out on the numbers, so he likes to replace them. I can just imagine someone like Scott Burks with a pack full of empty containers in his backpack, like his pill bottles with his log sheets in his backpack as well, just in case he has to replace any on the way.
Yeah.
That's too funny, mate. One last thing before we wrap it up as well. You've done this whole trail. You even did the before and after in regards to the France thing, and then the Germany with Daniel. By the way, congratulations, Daniel, mate, if you're listening.
Yeah,
buddy, well done, mate. Yeah, well done. Coming home, Josh. So you're on the plane home now. What was it? Was it like coming home itself? Was it like, oh, I can't wait to get home? Because obviously you missed Goliath, etc. as well, or is it more of a like, oh, it's done, it's over? I've been thinking, because you'd been thinking about this trip now for months and planning for months. You had, and all of a sudden everyone knows what it's like. You go, oh yeah, I did 31 days of walking. People go, that's a long time, but as soon as it's over, you go, it didn't feel that long. It was quite quick, that sort of thing too. So coming home for you, so what was it like coming home for you, as opposed to, did you want to be back there, or were you happy to be home?
I thought, obviously, when you're away from your own bed for 6 weeks, and you miss your dog, there's a certain party that's like, I want to be home. Yeah. But I honestly, like, usually when I come home from trips, Craig, it's like, it feels good. I was like, that was a good trip, but I want to be home. If I'm completely honest with you, right now, I'm a month out. I'm experiencing, it's pretty common, Camino blues. Meaning, I wish it was longer. I wish I was back there. Yeah. It's been tricky to try to, it's otherworldly. Kind of like, there's an old Star Trek episode. I'm going to bring Star Trek back again. Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Next generation, where Captain Picard goes into a coma. Okay. By some sort of alien being. Yeah. And he lives a whole lifetime in this coma, where he becomes an old man, he has children, and then he dies, and then he wakes up. But for him, it's like he experienced a whole lifetime. Wow. Being in the Camino is like this bubble where it's like you're experiencing this whole other life, and it seems really quick, but it also feels, when you're out there, it feels like I'm living a lifetime.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a sense of like missing that other life that you were out there. And I had a nightmare, Craig, probably halfway, where I got sucked home. And I remember in the nightmare, I was like, I didn't finish it. Oh. That just told me like how much I was enjoying it and how amazing it was. And then even there was a part where we were having an end of the year celebration for work, and one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, we could have you zoom in, and you could be like at the event, kind of." And I was like, I care about these people, but I don't want it. I don't want anything to take me out of it.
Yes.
So it's tough. Like the Camino blues is a real thing. I'm not depressed, but
no. But it's like,
I miss it. I miss the simple life of walking.
And one thing I will say, Josh, as well, I've experienced this, and that is, and I am this type of person now full time, and that's a minimalist sort of style. You live 31 days, Josh, with literally just a backpack, and some money to buy food and drink, and that's pretty much it, and somewhere to stay. Do you feel like now you're home, do you look at your garage, for instance? I don't know, I haven't seen your garage, but if you look at your garage and go, I don't need all that stuff.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, right. You've been to my house, Craig. I have a 5-bedroom house, and I have a dog, and my son's home. My son, but you know what I mean? You realize you don't need that much.
You don't.
I'm grateful for the things I have, but to be able to live simply like that, you don't really need that much.
So I feel, Josh, in the next 6 months or so, you're going to be trimming down when the items that are in your household.
Garage sale.
You'll still need that snowblower for winter come Minnesota. Just saying.
For sure.
Mate, we did keep up with our patrons as we promised as well. Both yourself, you kept up better than I did, I do believe, but that's because I'm just on a homestead. But we both did, and so we are very appreciative of our patrons as well. So if you're listening to this and you're not a patron, Josh, how can they become a patron from there?
Yes. If you've been enjoying this podcast, we really appreciate your support.
Yeah.
The support of our patrons kept us going even while we were quiet for 3 months. And I just want to thank the patrons that stick with us, even though we had to take a little bit of a break, which I think was a good idea.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this, you want a little bit more, you want a little golden nugget, and ultimately you want to support this podcast. We do not have any sponsors unless Compede, unless you're listening. Consider joining us at Patreon. So it's patreon.com/treasures of our town.
Otherwise, Josh, how can people find us or contact us as well?
Feel free to reach out to us at treasuresofourtownpodcast@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or our Buzzsprout site. Just search Treasures of Our Town in Google. You'll find us there.
Exactly. So that's it for our show today. Please subscribe, rate, review on your favorite podcasting app. And as always, Josh,
may your travels always lead you to the most unexpected and amazing hidden gems around the world. See you next time. Buen Camino. Buen Camino. Buen Camino.
Buen Camino. I thought you were going to say, I would walk
500 miles and I would walk 500. Yes.